Okay, so we are still working with adding 100. This time we're going to do adding multiples of 100. So just like when we did multiples of 10, we're going to do this with multiples of 100. So hundreds look like this. So that would be 100. Now we have two of them. So we would call this 200. Now that there's three, we have 300. And now there's 400. And then we would keep going, okay? So if I had 400 and I put down two more, 400 plus 200 would be 600. So we're going to kind of keep that going, thinking about your hundreds. How many hundreds? How many more hundreds? Just like we did with our tens. You looked at your tens. You looked at how many more tens, and then you added them on. So I want to show you what your assignment looks like. So you're going to start with a 3-digit number. Like in this case, it's 123 plus, and now we're going to add a multiple of 100 onto that. Okay, so let's get started with all this. Let's just start over. And I'm going to write an equation for us to start with. Okay. So let's start with something very similar to what your assignment is going to be. So let's start with 218. Okay. So if we have 218 and we are going to add, again, we're going to add a multiple of 100, more than 100. So let's just start simple and let's start with a 200. Okay. So I want you to visualize in your brain before we do anything. If I have 218 and I add another 200, visualize in your head, what does that look like? How many hundreds are in the first one? How many hundreds am I putting together? So how many total hundreds would I have now? How many tens are in this? How many ones? Did you get your answer? Put it in your head. All right, so now we're going to check that mental math with our pieces. So let's build our 200. Here's our 200 and our 18. So here we go. Whoops, sorry, I grabbed my 100 instead of my ones. Let me get my ones over here so we can see them. Okay, so here's my 200, my 10 for that 10, and here's my 8 ones for my 8 in there. And we want to add 200, okay? I don't want to leave that. All right, so now I'm going to add 200. I'm going to make them a different color just so you can see. So this is what I started with, my 218, and then I'm adding 200, and that's what I put down here. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? How many total hundreds do we have? Okay, did you say that now you see 1, 2, 3, a total of 400 there? Okay, and then number of tens. Yep, we just have a single 10. And then did we do anything with our ones? Nope, it's still 8. So if we look at this, we have 400, a 10, and an 8. You got it. That is 418. Okay, so you can do the same thing on your assignment. You'll have a first digit. You got the link to the base 10 pieces, build it, and then add your extra hundreds. You click in the blue box, and it is a text box, and you can type your answer in it. So that is your assignment. So just remember to visualize, try to do some mental math, check yourself with the base 10 pieces.